El Vélez, el Vélez, el Vélez. El fenómeno que todos quieren ser. El chamaquito que no pueden entender.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to episode 113 of the Exec Talk Podcast. I am your host, Velez. How are we doing? All right. So let's start off by recapping what happened during the weekend, and then we'll dive in. Lakers went after Dan Hurley. Failed miserably. Offered him $70 million. He wants to go for a three-peat. Understandable that he wants to go for a three-peat. Hasn't been done since John Wooden. Darren Waller retires. Almost lost his life, I believe, about a year ago. In his house. Got divorced from Kelsey Plum. Didn't do much at the Giants, and after 9 years, he calls it quits. Well, not calls it quits, but just says that he doesn't feel like his life is fulfilling right now. So hopefully he gets, he finds his way, and he's gotten through the adversity of being an addict and everything like that to play football, just like Max Crosby, and almost had an overdose. Thankfully didn't die. And now he feels like his life is not being fulfilled. He just went through a divorce, so that's tough as well. But good career. He was a athletic freak at the tight end position. At one point, it was Kelsey, Kittle, him at the top three. And unfortunately, he didn't want to continue his career. Big loss for the Giants, considering that that was their key piece that they acquired about a year ago. But nevertheless, that's why you got Malik Neighbors. That's why you got Bellinger. I think that they can get past it. So that's that end. Now let's get to Formula One. Verstappen wins, but it was actually an exciting race. So I'm not mad that Verstappen won. I'm mad because he won again, but I'm not mad in the way that he won. It was a wet race, then a dry race, then slightly wet, but stayed dry. George Russell couldn't keep Verstappen behind him. He started on pole, had a great first 20-something laps. Then they pitted. Then Norris got in front. And at the end of it all, with one of the longest straights in DRS zones going into the last corner, it was exciting racing 1 through 20. Some crashes, some retirements. Ferrari did horrible. Perez did awful. Mercedes salvaged the second and a fifth with Lewis. Actually, and a fourth. A third and a fourth, because Lando was number 2. They put Lewis on hards after the second pit stop. After a safety car. Should have put him on mediums. They put George on mediums. He has a little bit more speed. Lewis had third place. George passes him. And then you get Verstappen, Norris, George Russell, 1, 2, 3. The young guns, the ones that were supposed to take the sport forward after, guys like Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, finally gave up the crown. They were supposed to take it forward, and only Verstappen has been the only one taking that huge leap, being a 3-time champion. So an exciting race. They go to Spain next. Hopefully it's just as exciting. Hopefully it's just as exciting. Because it was very entertaining in qualifying, especially during the rain. Canada's always one of those tracks where it's going to be exciting because it allows every car to kind of use their strengths. But other than that, really exciting race. Didn't want Verstappen to win, but not mad at the way he won. IndyCar, a 1-2-3 for Penske. Will Power breaks his 36 race winless streak. Almost had been a year and a half, almost 2 years since he had won. So shout out to Teams Penske once again dominating the IndyCar series. Will Power, one of the all-time greats. He's like fourth all-time in wins now. He's right there in the championship hunt, trying to get his third. Scott's trying to get his seventh. You got Joseph Newgarden trying to get his third. So it's gonna be interesting. Scotty Mack trying to get his first is gonna be very interesting. I like the battling that there is right now. Palou's just hanging on. He's finishing good. He's not winning, but he won at Thermal, but he hasn't won, after that. Just biding his time. Hopefully he starts, rocking him up. At least 1 or 2 wins just to like be safe in the points. If not, he's gonna have to keep, scrounging these top 5s and top 10s to make himself valuable in the championship. That was our Road America in Wisconsin. Wonderful track, super fast, really good racing. Have to be careful. Blind. It's a blind straightaway going into the checkered flag, the green flag. It's a giant crest that goes up like 150 feet. It's like a roller coaster. So really, really, really legendary track and really fun Grand Prix there. Kyle Larson wins at Sonoma in an absolute, what I call driver and crew chief, beautiful performance. He had the best car throughout the day. Wasn't really leading. A lot of the Fords, Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Tyler Reddick, they were leading. And then, with around, after a huge caution, with around like, I want to say like 20 laps to go, or 15 laps to go, Kyle comes into the pits last, basically, of anybody. Gets brand new four Goodyear tires, goes out in 8th, and then from 8th in those 15 to 20 to 15 laps, he goes through the field, goes and catches, I believe it was Martin Truex Jr. He goes, catches him after he passes Chris Buescher, and catches him. He passes him with about like 5 laps left and just drives away. And then Martin Truex runs out of gas in second place, coming around the last corner to take the green flag. He finished the race, but he finished it last because he ran it on the starter motor. Like, we're talking about, this guy ran out of gas, literally turning to the finish line. Ridiculous. It was crazy. But shout out to Kyle Larson, 3rd win, ties him with Denny Hamlin for the most wins this year. He is looking like he wants his 2nd championship. He's looking like one of the best drivers in the world right now. Put him in anything he's fast in, he'll win. And I expect nothing less from Hendrick Motorsport. And SVG wins again. So back-to-back road course victories for SVG. Really dominated, went through the field, was at the lead. Then he lost it. He restarted, I think, 4th or 5th. Got a great restart. Went through the outside, then back on the inside. This was also at Sonoma. Goes through the inside, catches some dirt, pushes Allgaier a little bit far, almost out to the dirt. Going into turn 3. And he passed him, and then just something when that guy gets the lead, He is so fast. V8 Supercars experience is incredible. He's gonna be a Xfinity, and he could be a NASCAR champion if he just gets his ducks in a row when it comes to ovals and stuff like that. But he'll learn. He's 30 years old, 31, so I think that he'll learn with the upcoming years. It's only his first year in Xfinity. Probably 2 more years, maybe a year till he jumps onto the big car. So we'll see what happens. But I'm very excited about SVG. Okay, let's talk about the Celtics. Let's talk about the Mavs. Game 1. Celtics come out gangbusters from 3. Typical Celtics game. They go up by 29. Mavs cut it to 8 early in the third, and then the barrage happens again. They walk away, winning by 18 pretty comfortably. This game was kind of a precursor of things to come, not on the Celtics side, but more on the Dallas Mavericks side. 1 assist for Luka Doncic. Can't have that. Just cannot have that. You cannot have no help. Even if his guys would have made shots, he would have only had 6 assists, which is still low for Luka. So, thinking, and Dallas goes extremely cold from 3. I mean, the Celtics went 16 for 36, still below their 40%, 38%, but the Mavs were 6 of 26, just awful. The whistle was with the Celtics as it was in game 2. Dallas got close, but then 1 turnover, which is the theme of this series, 1 or 2 turnovers back to back led to 3s, and boom, the lead, it grows by 6, goes by 9, and they really can't get it. Luka had 30. Kyrie just put up 12, 6 of 16, no threes. He had no threes again in game 2. What we're seeing in these 2 games, game 2, it was way closer how I expected. Like I said, it was going to be a close game. Not many blowouts in this series besides the first one, clearly. Unfortunately, Luka didn't get help again. So Celtics go up 2-0, get their shit done in home court like you're supposed to. Mavs struggled, through the game trying to find decent offense. The defense kind of held them in there, and then Celtics went immensely cold from 3. But they sank a few, Drew Holiday hitting big shots. He scored 26. Porzingis kind of hurt his right calf again. We'll monitor that. But Kyrie struggled again. He just scored, I think, 16 points. Tatum just 18 though. So in 2 games, Tatum has, we'll go to the box score here. In 2 games, Tatum has, I don't want to say struggled because maybe he hasn't looked for his shot, but for the standards that we're setting here when we're talking about, the NBA finals, first game he goes 6 of 16. So Kyrie stat line basically. 6 of 19 for Kyrie in game 1, 6 of 16 for Tatum, 3 of 7 from 3, 11 boards, 5 assists with 16 points. Brown led the way with 22. He had 7 for 12. They got 20 for Porzingis, especially in the first half. He's the one that blew him off the floor in the first quarter. When they went up 17 in the last 2 minutes, was a barrage. Horford made 2 of 5 from 3. Drew Holiday went 2 of 5 from 3. Derek White went 3 of 8. Jaylen Brown went 2 of 6. Hauser went 2 of 2. Porzingis went 2 of 4. So, but Jason Tatum not being their best player. And for the Dallas Mavericks, I mean, 14 from PJ Washington, 5 for 11, 0 for 3 from 3. Derrick Jones went 2 for 9, 1 for 2 from 3. Gafford went 3 for 3 for 12 points, so that's good. But need more from Kyrie. 37 minutes, 6 of 19, 0 for 5 from 3, 3 assists. Two assists, 3 rebounds. Just didn't look comfortable. They were banging him around. Like I said, the whistle is definitely with the Celtics, especially when it comes to guarding Kyrie. He's not getting any calls. Kleber shot one shot, made it. It wasn't a 3. Hardaway went 0 for 1 from 3 and 0 for 2 from the field. Lively went 1 for 1. He was in foul trouble. He picked up 5 fouls pretty quickly. And then Green scored 3 points, and then Jaden Hardy scored 13, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. But they lost by 18, right? So you're like, okay, what about yesterday? So yesterday is 105-98. PJ Washington puts in 17, so a better performance, but he went 1 for 5 from 3. Derrick Jones went 11 points, 4 for 7, 0 for 3 from 3. Daniel Gafford goes 13 points, 6 of 9. Kyrie goes 7 for 18, but 0 for 3 from 3, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 16 points. Again, not helping Doncic, who put in a 12 for 21, 4 of 9 from 3, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 32 points, triple-double. As a 25-year-old in the finals. Had him in the game all game, just was going to cut the lead down to 3 and had a crucial turnover that led the lead to blow up to 9. After that, they could have cut it down to 3 again. And actually, no, they could have tied it. Crucial turnover leads to a 3, and then they missed a shot, and then another 3, I believe, by Drew Holiday, who was terrorizing them in the paint all night long. Just little duck-ins and cuts and just and hitting his 3. The bench didn't give him anything. Lively put in 2 points. Jalen Green, Josh Green put in 4. Dante Exum put in 3. So no help from the bench at all. Tatum put in 18. He went 6 for 22. Even worse, 1 for 7 from 3. But he had 12 assists and 9 rebounds and good defense. Horford went 2 of 8, 1 for 3 from 3, 5 points. Drew Holiday went 11 for 14, super efficient, 2 of 4 from 3, 11 rebounds, 26 points, and literally locked up Kyrie. I can't say it anymore because that's exactly what he did between him and Jaylen Brown. It's tough. It's tough. Kyrie's getting banged up inside, outside. They're reaching. They're not calling nothing. And he's really out of rhythm, especially in Boston. It was loud. Then they made it even louder in Game 2 when he made those comments after Game 1, thinking that it was going to be louder in there. They had to get this one. They didn't. Jaylen Brown, Derek White went 6 for 15, 4 of 10 from 3 with 18. So that's a good contribution. Then Jaylen Brown went 8 for 15, 1 of 5, 3 dunks, 1 of 5 from 3. And 21 points. Hauser scored 2. Porzingis scored 12. Got hurt again, though. And Pritchard scored 3, which was a massive 3 because it was a 3-point game going into the 4th. And Pritchard shoots a heave from about 30 feet and banks it in to make it a 6-point game heading into the 4th quarter. Or a 9-point game heading into the 4th quarter. Just a little momentum swing there. Good thing for the Mavericks is that they out-rebounded. So it's rare that the team that out-rebounds the other team doesn't win. But, yes, they did out-rebound them. They went 43-41, so not that much. But, Celtics shot 26% from 3, 45% from the field, 48% for the field for the Mavs. 23% from 3. So, if the threes fell, they would have won this game. If Kyrie would have given them 30, they would have won this game. Same thing with the first game. So these games have been winnable. In clutch time, I still believe in the Mavs, especially at home. This series is not over. This is not going to be 3-0. They're going to win both in in Dallas, and I think that by the time that they get back to Boston for Game 5, Luka and Kyrie will have it figured out, and you know, I think the prediction's still there, man, for 6. Now let's talk about the Celtics. What are they exactly doing? They're staying home on shooters. They're not doubling Luka on his drives. They're just allowing one-on-one defense, and it's working for some extent. Against Luka, not really, even though he has gotten clearly tired in the fourth. He's 1 for 12 in the fourth quarter in this series. But Kyrie has to show something. We were expecting at least 25 from Kyrie in this series as an average. Yesterday was a prime game for him. He started 4 for 5 from the field, just wasn't aggressive enough to get and keep punting. Part of it is he was getting beat up. I am talking about absolutely getting mauled by that defense. I think that the whistle will lean towards Dallas at home. It's just I think that Luka has too much pull. So does Kyrie. I think the role players will play better. Threes will go down. And they will definitely win Game 3 and 4. If they do not, and they do come back to Boston 3-1, it is very, very tough to come back from 3-1. LeBron and Kyrie did it, so Kyrie would be the only guy that has experienced it before to win a road Game 7 to win the championship after being down 3-1. I feel confident in Luka and Kyrie still. Kyrie just has to get his head out of his ass, basically. He just has to be aggressive, shoot like 20 times a game, feel confident in it, try to cook everybody in front of him, and attack more in transition. One thing that's hurting the Mavs right now is their pace is too slow. They're allowing the Celtics to even off a make or off a miss to set up their defense because Luka loves to play at that pace. They need to speed it up. Because if not, they're going to fight a set defense the whole time. The Kristaps Porzingis thing is pretty big because if they have to play more Al Horford and God forbids Luke Cornett, it could be a shit show for the Boston Celtics, especially in the rebounding area of the game. Bottom line comes down to 15 points from anybody from Hardaway, Washington, Lively, Gafford, Exum, Kleber, 15 to 20 from them, and then 25 to 30 from Kyrie, 30 plus from Luka, and that's your way to winning. I expect the Celtics not to be on a heater going to the Mavs building, even though they're good at home, they're good on the road. I just think Dallas is going to be a different animal. It's going to be a different team. I think they're going to figure out some things in Dallas that they can translate towards Boston for that pivotal Game 5. And yeah, man, whoever wins Game 5 is most likely the winner of this series. I'm not counting out if the Celtics are up 3-2 that they can't blow it. We've definitely seen it. So, overall, I think it's still going to be a good series. By no means a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. I think that Dallas gets to get back and does what they have to do at home. And, we'll talk about game. Actually, no, because I'll be recording the Wednesday, which is the day of the game. So we'll talk about it next Tuesday about the two games, Game 3 and Game 4. Like we did in this episode. Luka's still the best player on the court. He has to engage himself on defense. So does Kyrie, just like they were in the OKC and Timberwolves series. The problem is with the Celtics, there's so much to deal with, whether it's like the extreme spacing that Mazzulla basically implants into the offense with, Derek White in the corner, and then you got Drew Holiday while Jaylen Brown has the ball and everything. Jaylen Brown's aggressiveness going to the hole when they need a bucket is something that is very, very telling. Jason Tatum is not being aggressive. I don't think he can be at this point. The book is out, I believe. He's not going to be the finals MVP, even if they win. It's in between Jrue Holiday and Jaylen Brown right now, and I think one big performance from either cements that. I don't care what Joe Mazzulla says. I don't care what Jaylen Brown says. I don't care what Jrue Holiday says. I don't think he's the best player on that team. I don't think he's the leader on that team. I hear a lot more when Jaylen Brown is mic'd up than when Jason Tatum's mic'd up. I'm just calling it how I see it. I think Jaylen Brown is the leader of that team and, is the true $300 million man there. And he is earning every single penny of that contract. But yeah, that's what happened. We're down 2-0, not panicking. Seen some good things that we can keep up. Got a lead in the second game. Had a lead. Gave it up. Was in the game the whole time. Could have won it at the end. Things didn't fall our way, but other than that. Oh, by the way, not Derek White, Jaylen Brown. Don't push PJ Washington in the back going for a layup. That was a foul, not called, obviously. Like I said, the whistle is very much with Boston. NBA does want Boston to win. I'm a firm believer in that. The reason why is they want to crown Jason Tatum. They need Boston to win something because it's their second grossing entity in the NBA behind the Lakers. Banner 18 will create another feud. It's highly advantageous for the NBA business-wise for the Boston Celtics to win. But I still think Dallas has the best player in the series. And if Kyrie just comes and is Kyrie, I think that they win, not easily, but they could definitely win comfortably by like 5, 6, 8 points, not, scratching by the skin of their teeth or losing by the skin of their teeth. So, yeah. Another thing, shout out to the Panthers. Game 2 is tonight. Game 1 was a helter-skelter, frenetic, up and down, watch McDavid all the time, we got, when we're talking about shots, we got, I think, double, tripled on shots, but, we still won 3-0. I believe we won 3-0. Let me just see that real quick, because if not, I don't want to say nothing. Yeah, we won 3-0, but, shots on goal, when you just look on shots, Bobrovsky had 32 saves. Verhaeghe scored. Rodriguez scored. We scored in the first period, second period, and the third period just to, make it clear. But, we got outshotted 32-18, so we kind of came back a little bit in shots, but penalty minutes 8-10. We had most of the face-off percentage. We had 60 to their 40. Excuse me. Game 2 tonight. I'm still going with the Panthers tonight. I think that overall, we are the better team. We're the tougher team. I believe we're the tougher team. We're not the most talented team because they have McDavid, but we are the most tougher and deeper team, in my opinion. The key is gonna be defending our home court, because going to Edmonton's gonna be a tough one, especially with McDavid. It's a better ice, smoother ice. He's gonna be even faster. So that's gonna be tough with that crowd. But I believe that we can get one over there and then come back here and seal it up. Not saying it's going to be in 5. I still got Panthers in 6. But I believe that we can get one over there in Edmonton. But we need to get this one tonight. As for the MLB, Aaron Judge is killing the league again. He's on a rapid pace. He's at 24 home runs, leading the majors. O'Neal Cruz has started to find it a little bit. I've seen that he's hit a couple bombs. He's hitting doubles. Ellie's starting to find it again. But what we got today is Rockies Twins. I expect Twins to win that. Yankees Royals. The Yankees should win that because Cole Reagans is not pitching. It might be Seth Lugo. Let's see. Carlos Rodon versus Seth Lugo. I think I'm gonna go Yankees there just on because of the batting order. Blue Jays Brewers. Brewers should get that. Mariners White Sox. Mariners. Athletic Padres. The Padres should win that. Astros Giants is a toss-up, but I'm gonna go with the Astros. And then Orioles Tampa Bay. The Orioles should get that. They've been mowing through people. The Yankees and Baltimore 2.5. Everybody else is 12.5 behind. So the AL East is basically done. Cleveland and KC are 4 games. Everybody else is 8.5 and plus. So the Central's kind of up. It's not in the balance, but it's kind of a 2-team race. Seattle's 5 up on Texas. Houston 6.5 back. Everybody else is 11. So that's like a 3-team race, kinda. Philadelphia's 9 games in front of Atlanta, 15 games in front of Washington. I think that this division is over, this East. Miami's 23 games behind. I mean, it's not even. Yeah, I think the Phillies have won the National League East. Milwaukee 6.5 ahead of the Reds and the Cubs. So that's kind of in the balance. Still can, Milwaukee can slip, but more of a wild card race there. Even though Seattle and Pittsburgh are only 7 back, respectively, so it's still in a balance for everybody that can make a run. The Dodgers are 8 games up on the Padres, 8.5 games up on San Francisco, 9.5 on Arizona, and Colorado 17 games. They're done. So the West might be a 2 to 4 team race depending on, but I don't think the Dodgers are going to let up. Yoshinobu Yamamoto's been pitching great. That lineup is absolutely smoking right now, including like Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez. Like the auxiliary pieces are meshing up really well. Pitching's doing well. This is without Kershaw. Walker Buehler's been pitching well. Yoshinobu, like I said. Gavin Stone's been pitching well. No Bobby Miller, but Glass now has been pitching like an absolute ace and a Cy Young candidate. So overall, I think that, we're getting a pretty good season from the people that we thought we were going to get a good season from. The Tarek Skubals, the Cole Reagans. We've had some surprises with the rookies, of course. My biggest surprise so far is just how good the Orioles are top to bottom, and the Yankees. I knew the Dodgers were going to be good. I knew the Phillies were going to be good. Kind of surprised about Arizona. Surprised about Houston a little bit. Kind of surprised about Texas. I thought they would be a lot stronger, even though they're only 5 games back. And then Tampa Bay is one of the biggest disappointments this year. But, without a superstar like you had last year before all that thing happened, it's understandable. But that's it. A little short one here for me. We'll get more into depth as we find out more as we watch these games. I still believe in the Mavs in 6. Kyrie just has to play his game. They have to play better defense for stretches. They have to focus a little bit more, but I think it's absolutely doable, especially at home, to get 2, come back to Boston and set up that game 5 that will probably determine the winner of this year's NBA Finals. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, hit the comments, hit the notification bell, and I leave you all with the outro.